Hello and welcome to the Northliner Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Lynch, founder and executive director of the Northliner Foundation. The Northliner Foundation is committed to preserving the legacy of Herman the Duck, the beloved mascot of North Central and Republic Airlines. Our mission is to inspire the next generation of pilots, commercial aviators, and aviation professionals through our scholarship program, the Herman Scholarship, through our aviation education initiatives, and ultimately by operating and flying a Cessna 170 and a Convair 580. If you love aviation or airlines and you are an aviation enthusiast, pilot, or aviation professional, this podcast is for you. Today is February 15th, 2017. Usually I don't timestamp the Northliner podcast episodes, but an incident occurred yesterday and I'm kind of fired up about, and I wanted to take time in our 5-minute podcast today to discuss it. Yesterday, out in Santa Ana, California, at the John Wayne Airport, Harrison Ford was involved in an aviation incident with his two-seat Aviat Husky aircraft, which is similar to a Piper Cub. He was cleared to land on runway 20 left at John Wayne and inadvertently landed on taxiway Charlie. As he was coming in on final approach in the portion called short final, waiting to take off on runway 20 right was an American Airlines 737. Mr. Ford overflew the passenger jet and then went on to accomplish the landing on taxiway Charlie. NBC News reported that following the landing, Mr. Ford contacted John Wayne Tower asking if that passenger jet was supposed to be where they were, and the tower came back saying, "You landed on Charlie," which Harrison Ford responded, "I landed on Charlie." Mr. Ford is an extremely accomplished pilot. He's been flying for approximately 20 years, has thousands of hours to his credit. Not only does he fly light airplanes, such as the Aviat Husky involved in the incident, but corporate jets, helicopters, and he's most notably recognized for his de Havilland Beaver, which he flies quite extensively. He's a major advocate of General Aviation and the benefits and impacts that General Aviation has on our economy and supporting jobs in communities. He's used his airplanes to support humanitarian support missions, and he's flown several hundreds of young kids in airplanes to give them an opportunity to experience what flying is all about through the EAA Young Eagle program. And on 2 separate occasions, piloting his own helicopter, has rescued hikers lost in and around Yellowstone National Park. Harrison Ford is a great role model, a hero, and an outstanding patriotic American. It made news yesterday. Several news agencies are reporting that Harrison Ford was involved in an incident with a passenger airliner, and thus the floodgates of know-it-alls on social media just pours open today. Harrison Ford's a menace. He's not fit to fly the Millennium Falcon. Take his pilot's license away. So the FAA treats all aviation mishaps, incidents, and accidents primarily the same. An investigation will occur. They'll take all the facts, the fact that it happened at a controlled airfield, they'll pull the tower tapes, and they'll do an analysis. They'll interview the controllers, they'll interview the other witnesses on the field, they'll interview Harrison Ford. After the investigation is concluded, they will take the evidence and they will make a judgment, and they will make a ruling, and Mr. Ford may be penalized for the actions that occurred on February 14th. There is no doubt about it. He landed on a taxiway and not the cleared-to-land runway. But there was no danger. He didn't put lives at risk. It wasn't a publicity stunt or trying to look cool or show off. This is merely another opportunity by the media and the press to disparage and drag aviation through the mud. And the talking heads can now get a little bit more leverage because Harrison Ford's name is attached to this incident. In closing, I'd just like to say, Mr. Harrison Ford, you're my hero. I salute you. Keep giving them hell, and I will fly with you any day of the week. We are over the numbers for the Northliner podcast. I'm Sean Lynch. So long.